Hi everyone, welcome to Power Electronics lecture series. Myself, M. Krishna, working as assistant professor in EEE department, St. Peter's Engineering College. In this session, I am going to explain the following outlines: basics of power IGBT, symbol of power IGBT, structure of power IGBT, working of power IGBT, VI characteristics of IGBT, and finally applications. We'll see one by one. Basics of power IGBT. The full form of IGBT is insulated gate bipolar transistor. Means the gate is not directly connected to the body of the transistor. It is isolated from the body. The main features of IGBT are: IGBT is a voltage control device. Therefore, the driver circuit is a simple one. It is easy to turn on and turn off. Low on state voltage drop it has, hence low on state power dissipation. The switching frequency is higher than that of the power BJT, and it does not need any snapper circuit for its protection, and it has a flat temperature coefficient of resistivity. The symbol of power BJT, you can able to see the diagrams on the screen. And this is symbol of IGBT, and it has the three terminals: emitter, collector, gate, and we can able to see the equivalent circuit of power by IGBT is the combination of MOSFET and BJT. This is MOSFET, this is drain, this is source, and drain is connected to the base of the BJT, and source is connected to the emitter of the BJT. Like that we'll have the equivalent circuit of BJT. As I said, the collector current is controlled by the input voltage, hence it is called voltage control device. The structure of power IGBT, as I said, it has the three terminals: collector, emitter, and gate. Here is the collector is connected to the p-type region, and emitter is also connected to the p-type region because it is PN. Look at this. Emitter is connected to N region. As see this, the structure of power BJT is unlike our normal IGBT. So there are many layers are there. In that, the doping levels are different. Look at this doping levels. This is N plus, this is P plus. P plus means P region is highly doped. N plus means N region is also highly doped. P plus region we can call that as injection layer. N plus region we can call buffer layer. N minus region is drift layer. Drift layer will improve the switching speed of the device and voltage handling capability as well. And P is the substrate, it is a body layer. Then there is a three junctions we can see: junction J1, J2, and J3. And there is one silicon dioxide material. Here also the silicon dioxide SiO2, the thickness is nearly 1000 angstrom, and this gate is insulated from the main body, and means it is connected to the one metal through a silicon dioxide layer. P plus layer connects with the collector terminal. This layer is also known as injection layer. N minus is the drift layer. Drift layer mainly using to provide the path to flow the electrons from emitter to collector. Working of power IGBT. Look at the diagram very clearly. The gate connected with the battery VG and emitter terminals. Look at the connection. So there is a VCC. The battery positive terminal is connected to the collector. Negative terminal is connected to the emitter. This we can say biasing voltage or output voltage, output port. The second one more battery is connected across gate and emitter. Positive terminal of the battery is connected to the gate and negative terminal of the battery is connected to the emitter. So in this way, the input voltage and output voltage we are giving, output biasing voltage. For the gate voltage is 0 when we are not applying voltage across gate. When the collector is positive with respect to the emitter, the junction J1 is in forward biased and junction J2 is in reverse bias. Because of J2 is in reverse bias, the current cannot flow through the collector to emitter. Any one junction among the three junctions may be in reverse biased. That reverse biased junction doesn't allow any current to flow through the device. After that, we are going to apply the voltage across gate and emitter. A channel, negative channel, means electrons are formed. Here silicon dioxide acting as a capacitor. When you apply the gate voltage here, this plate acting as a positive plate and this side acting as a negative plate. This side forming of a positive charge and inside this is going to be negative charge and the other side will become positive. Like that we are getting the negative charges under the silicon dioxide layer and forms a sublayer under the silicon dioxide layer. If we furtherly increasing the gate to emitter voltage, the furtherly electrons are formed there to make one layer under the silicon dioxide. Thereby the junction J2 is going to be breakdown after some avalanche breakdown voltage applied across the voltage and applied across the gate and emitter. Thereafter the current will start to flow from collector to emitter in the device. VA characteristics of power IGBT. We'll see the transfer characteristics. These are the transfer characteristics. Transfer characteristics are drawn between the output current and input voltage. Here the output current is collector current, input voltage is voltage applied across gate and emitter. This point is called as a threshold point where the conduction takes place through the device. Here we can see before that threshold voltage value, the no current is flowing through the device because J2 junction is in reverse biased manner. It doesn't allow the current to flow from collector to emitter. After that, avalanche breakdown occurs after the threshold voltage applied across the device. Immediately the junction J2 breaks down, allows the current to flow linearly like this. We can see the current values in the transfer characteristics. When we see the output characteristics, say output characteristics are drawn between output current versus output voltage. Here the output current is IC, collector current. Output voltage is voltage which you are applying across the collector and emitter. And here also same thing. So we are keeping the input voltage, what we call gate to emitter voltage constant, and varying the output voltage. We'll see the how the current is flowing through the device. But what happened here, if you are not giving any input voltage between gate and emitter, there will be no conduction takes place. There will be no n layer, negative layer or electronic sublayer forms under the silicon dioxide. Thereby there is no conduction takes place because J2 junction is in reverse bias manner. That region we can call that as a cutoff region, which we can observe in output characteristics like this. This is totally cutoff region when there is no gate voltage applying for the device. After that we are trying to applying the voltage across the gate, then immediately there is a formation of electronic layer under the silicon dioxide layer, which allows the current to flow. Like that furtherly we are increasing if the values like this, and we are getting characteristics like this. And this is also having the three regions of characteristics. One is cutoff region, second one is ohmic resistance region, and third one is resistance saturation region. And once the VCC means the voltage across collector and emitter exceeds a particular value, then the device is going to be allows the current enormously, which we can say the damaged state of the device. We have to avoid that and not to apply more than that value. The applications of power IGBT are mainly these are using in switch mode power supplies. Many applications are running based on this switch mode power supply, and these are used particularly for the computers to run if the power is not available. And UPS systems also battery backup systems which we are using when the power is not available. They are also for the switching purpose power IGBT using. And in AC motor controls, we are using power IGBT as a switches. In chopper means DC-DC converters, there also we are using as a chopper switcher or power IGBT using. In inverters means switching mode power supplies, UPS and inverters. All these cases the same thing happening. We are using one battery along with the inverter circuit to store the energy in the battery and using the stored energy afterwards when the power is not available. Here in this case inverters, the DC signal is going to be converting into AC and giving to the application. There also some switching process is required. For that switching process we are using power IGBTs. Thank you for watching this video.